Legend of Total War here, and today we've got a Saving a Disaster campaign playing as Nakai the Wanderer on Legendary difficulty on Warhammer 2 Mortal Empires, and we're in a pretty regular situation really for this dude. 2 stacks of Norskins, commanded by Wulfric the Wanderer, up against a pretty basic army for Nakai the Wanderer. Our best units are Sacred Coxagors, and unfortunately they've got a lot of Marauder Horsemasters, which will rip them to shreds, to say the least. So it's turn 63, and there's no retreat here. If you lose this battle, it's the end of the campaign. There's not really much we can do, because even if we killed or wounded Wulfric, because their units are so experienced, it's just not going to make any difference. They're just not going to rout. And the thing is with leadership, it could be at 1 leadership or it could be at 1,000 and it makes no difference. The only time leadership matters is if it hits 0. And, you know, there's a lot to have to break there. I'll do the best I can, but I would say that this is utterly 100% hopeless. Like, we might be able to get, like, a close victory. Part of the problem is, like, when you get into this sort of situation here, you need units that are able to do far greater balance of power strength than what the balance of power estimates. Now, units that are capable of doing that are like magic units and missile units. And while we do have some magic, it's only got Wind Blast. Let's see, what do we get? Same magic, whatever. Oh, 12. It's not going to be enough, because it's not going to affect armored units, so that's not great. And, yeah, it's just not great. If he had Chain Lightning, that'd be a different story, but he doesn't have that. He is on a Pterodon, which, I don't know if that's a good purchase, but whatever. Our best units are the Croxagors, so I need to make use of them. But here's the big problem. We're going to be so badly outnumbered, if we go wide, we're still going to get flanked. Now, if you go super wide, the problem with that is that the leadership buffs from your heroes won't reach certain units, and gaps in the line will form. So in this situation here, where you're completely outnumbered and flanking is just utterly not an option, because you know their line will be able to reach from one side of the map to the other, the best course of action is to, I think, blob in a corner. And that way the AI has to meet you on an equal front. They can't actually flank you. So that, you know, by protecting your flanks, that stops you from routing immediately. The downside to it is that when you do rout, there's no recovering your unit. But because they have complete cavalry superiority, in all honesty, if any of the units broke in the center of the map, they can totally justify sending cavalry to just harass and keep them off the battlefield. So it makes absolutely 0 sense to keep a unit in the center at this point. So what we're going to do here, we're going to put a tight lot of them in the corner and hope to lure Wulfric in and wound him early, and hope that we can maybe rout some of their basic units to get off the battlefield quickly. But again, the biggest problem is those Marauder Horsemasters, and you know, Croxagors, they are just one big fucking target. They don't have a lot of armor. I mean, 123 is a fair bit of armor. It's still, they're just a big target. Even units that have a lot of armor are still just not gonna. They're not gonna be impervious to missiles. All right, so let's just try to get that. So, I don't necessarily think that this guy is a bad player for getting himself into this position, because, honestly, Nakai the Wanderer, as a faction, is probably the weakest faction in Total War Warhammer 2 currently. He is so unbelievably weak at the start of the campaign. He can build up quite strong, but his starting position and his initial forces versus Norska are horrendous. He is not well suited for fighting in Norska, as I very quickly discovered. His army is actually probably best off fighting vampires, units that don't have missile units. Alright, so what I want to do with him is try to waste a little bit of the enemy's ammunition, the Marauder Horsemasters. Because every shot that is shot at him and misses is a shot that won't hit a Croxigore, because Croxigores can't exactly dodge. Now, a few patches ago, if you're in a situation like this, there was a way out. You could sacrifice your general. If he gets killed, your army would survive, but they've patched that out, which I think is a good thing. But it does mean that these kind of last stands are truly last stands. Another problem is the terrain. It's actually really hard to see these javelins come at us because in like a green pasture you can see the white tails of the javelins really quite easily. But in this one, like, you can barely see them. So dodging becomes more difficult in this. So generally speaking, Norska is just a real pain in the ass to fight. I would have loved a chain lightning in this. Because like if we get them to blob up and we pop down a really good chain lightning, that could, just one of them could win us the battle. But no such luck here. He chose a Pterodon Rider. That's what you got. Because it looks like he's got evasion, which means he could have had it if he didn't choose the, oh, come on. It's stuck in. If he didn't choose the Pterodon Rider, I wouldn't be able to, like, waste their ammunition right now, but I would actually be able to have Chain Lightning, so he wasted a point. And that has probably cost him the campaign. Because in this situation here, because there's so much infantry, a couple of Chain Lightnings could have won the battle. Can't do it now. It's a real shame. So yeah, if you've got a Celestial Wizard, I would highly recommend, before you get any mount, get Chain Lightning. It's one of the few spells in the game, well, there's actually quite a lot of spells that can do it, that can turn the tide from being just hopeless to being, oh yeah, it looks like I might get this. Because the killing potential of blobs for it is incredible. Another one being Wind of Death. Well, the best one being Wind of Death. But any Vortex spell can do it. Gotta be careful, I really don't want this guy to rout, and I'm very close to the edge of the map. It's good that we've wasted a few shots, but I've also taken a lot of damage as well. Yeah, see, they're just about as fast as us. Once they get over here, they're not even going to try and target us. They're going to be aiming for the Croxigores, so... And putting this guy in melee would just... What's the point? They're absolute... Look at the stats on us. So, total garbage. I wonder why the stats are so bad. It's gonna be very cramped. So hopefully Wolfric comes in. Okay, he's all the way over there. Yeah, and Nakai should actually be able to beat him at this stage of the campaign in melee fighting. Once Wolfric's on a mammoth, you know, there's no hope. That's gonna be good. Alright, here we go. Get the Croxigores out of there. We do not want them getting shot by those javelins. There's Wolfric. Okay, lure him in a little bit. Lure him in. Okay, where are you, Nakai? Get in there. Okay, make sure that Wolfric does not get away. Keep a few units in reserve, but not a hell of a lot. If the skinks here could shoot the enemy general, that would be... the enemy cavalry, that would be good. Yeah, look, I can't hold morale. That was really quick that they ran away. Oh, well, if that happens, what are you going to do? Right. Got loads of winds magic, let's start using it. Might be best if I actually overcast it. Wolfric's going down pretty quickly. Right. Wolfric's getting smashed really quickly. I don't know if that's going to win us the battle, but enemy lord is wounded. Great. Can you all rout off the battlefield now? Alright, overcast this. Let's see if this does enough damage to just make him fuck off. Doesn't look like it was enough. Nakai, don't be going in there all insane like that. What are you doing? Dude, get back. Actually, this is cast well. Right into the biggest blob that you can find. There. Quite a few of them are routing. That's something. That's all I can say. That's something. I really need to be shooting them, but they outrange us. Yeah, they just outrange us. As you can see here, because it's in a tight circle, not too many of our units have routed so far. Oh, you idiot, Nakai. Get within your own ranks. This is a big target. If he gets surrounded, it can really hurt him. There we go. Another one. 176 kills on this dude. For anywhere where there's like wavering units or anything. Yeah, I just can't get these guys to shoot. I get tied down. Decent one. We can get one more standard cast. Nakai hasn't actually taken that much damage. The Croxagors are getting fucked up. 88 kills. Some of them are doing reasonably well. Like, even though I think this went about as well as could be expected, it still does look like we're going to get defeated. I don't know where the other general is. Actually, I could find it if I just look for the light in the sky. Yeah, I don't know where he is. It's pretty much my last cast of it. Army loss penalty will probably be inflicted soon. You're losing ground. Yeah, that's not even surprising. I did the best I could. But it was just up against way too much. Like I said, Chain Lightning could have essentially gotten 220 kills with one cast. But he chose to get a pterodon instead. Which, you know, we can't use that in melee because they're terrible for that. But, you know, we got rid of at least a full stack of them, I'd say. At least we ran off a full stack of them. But still, that's... I mean, it wasn't even a valiant defeat. So, in terms of kills, we didn't kill half of them. So, yeah, that's a pretty hopeless situation. 280 kills on this one. These guys here, they were fighting the most of the time, but there's just not much you can do about it. So, yeah, that's that. I mean, I could do this over and over again, but honestly, I don't think we're going to get much of a better result. This campaign was doomed as soon as it was sent in to me. So, you know, there's where is it? There's the defeat screen there. What can you do? I mean, it is what it is. Anyway, that's the end of this one, guys. Give me some feedback on this. Do you want me to cover disasters like this, which are utterly hopeless? Because I've done them in the past, and sometimes they're received well, sometimes they're not. Like I said, I feel like I did the best I could with that battle. I had a plan. The plan worked because we knocked out Wolfric, and we did break a lot of their units, but I just couldn't break enough of them. I mean, they had shitloads of experience and cheats and bonuses, and they just rip right through us. So, you know, and I was using the thing to try to keep our things in line, the cold-blooded skill. But yeah, sometimes they go straight from wavering to broken, like right away. Anyway, give me some feedback and let me know what you think. Anyway, that's the end of this one, and we'll see you next time, fuckers.